Google Lens is a smartphone app for both Android and Apple iOS phones. It uses the phone's camera and deep machine learning to identify objects and provides useful information about the object. This guide shows you how to access Google Lens on your phone and provides examples of some of the many things you can do with the app. Instead of reinventing the wheel, I have combined and edited 2 tutorials from YouTube into this guide. Credit to Lisa Louise Cook from Genealogy Gems and to Julian Chokatu from Digital Trends.
Google Lens came out in 2017, and it's a way of using the camera on your phone to understand a lot more in your surroundings. Now, I haven't really heard a lot of people talking much about it, but it's something I use a lot every day, and so I thought, why not show off exactly what Google Lens is and how it works and what you can do with it. So let's talk about how you access Google Lens. Let's start with iOS over here on an iPhone XR. There are 2 ways to do that. You can use the Google app and you'll see this Lens icon right here in the search bar, and that's how you can just turn on Google Lens. Alternatively, you can also go to the Google Photos app to find the Lens icon right here, and that's what we have here on the OnePlus 7 Pro, and you can tap the Google Lens icon over here to get its magic working.
If you have an Android smartphone, you have it built in many different ways.
Now there's other ways of accessing Google Lens on Android phones. Basically, it's built into the phones because Google Assistant is available, and you can do this by just accessing Google Assistant, and when you move up, you'll see the Google Lens icon right here. Press it and you'll get access to Google Assistant. And of course, several Android phones already have Google Lens baked right into the camera app. It's like here on the Google Pixel 3a, you can access Google Lens straight through the camera app.
But for all of us, no matter what kind of smartphone you have, if you have an app store, you can go in and download the free Google Photos app and the free Google Search app.
Go to the Google Play Store on your phone. Type Google Lens in the search bar at the top. If you see the Open button, it means Google Lens is already available on your phone. Otherwise, it shows the Install option, which you can click to download the app.
So I just got out of a meeting and I got someone's business card, so I don't really want to add all of this information manually into my phone, but Google Lens can help with that and expedite the process. So all I need to do is point the camera with Google Lens open at the business card, and it will scan the card and understand all of the text. So now all I need to do is tap on various text and it'll give me things to do. Like if I tap on this person's Twitter handle, I can copy the text or I can search it. If I tap on the email address, it'll give me options to email that person directly or add that person as a contact. And if I tap on the address, I can navigate directly there if so desired. So basically makes things a lot faster and more accessible just by looking at a business card. We just got these plants in the office and I don't really know what they are. Chamaedorea elegans? Chamaedorea elegans? Well, I did confirm with the receptionist that that is the exact name for the plant. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, so Google Lens is now built into the Google Search app. So what can it do? Well, first, when you open the app, you see in the search box, we've seen the microphone for a while. We know we can dictate searches. We can tell it as long as we've activated the microphone on the phone. We can speak our search and it will search for it. But Google Lens gives us that access to use our camera built into our phone within our search. We're going to go to the Google Search app and we're going to tap the Lens icon and just point it at the typewriter. Okay? Notice it's not only scanning the image, it's scanning all of the text that appears on it. It's a vintage Royal manual typewriter. Here's where you can purchase one yourself, whether it's on Etsy or it's on eBay or it's on Amazon, wherever it is. You're going to typically see the ability to purchase the item. If you continue to go through, you can do additional searches and learn the history of this item. How old is it? All the background, who created it, the patent, the whole 9 yards.
Now, say you're walking down the street or you're in a subway and you just see something you really like, whether it's a shirt, shoes, a carpet, a sofa, whatever really. Google Lens can help you find out what that is. All you need to do is take your camera, open up Google Lens, and point it at, for example, the pink sneakers that I'm wearing from Nike, and you'll see these little circles popping up. All you need to do is tap on them, and now you'll get a feed of similar looking products. And there we go. That's exactly the pair that I'm wearing right now. So it definitely works and is very accurate, but of course you might have to sift through a few other options. And this works for more than, clothing. You can also do it for furniture if that's something that you want, or like say this chair and you really like it. Just point Google Lens at it, tap on the circle, and now you'll get similar, if not almost I think this is exactly the same thing that's sitting right in front of us. So again, you can tap on it and you're getting an option to purchase it from a retailer. One thing I really like using Google Lens for is to find out what buildings or landmarks I'm looking at, and this has really worked well in the past for things that I really didn't expect Google Lens to figure out, like a really old church or something like that. But of course, it'll also work with the more well-known landmarks, like the Empire State Building. Now all I need to do is point it at the building, and sometimes I might need to tap on the Empire State Building, and there you go, I tapped on the circle next to it and it says Empire State Building. You can share the details, you can call the Empire State Building, you can get maps directly to it, you can search if you want to just find more about it, and there are some pictures over here as well that will show you some of the views from the top of the building, as well as reviews of the place in case you're thinking about visiting as well. Sometimes you want to find more information on a photo that you may have taken beforehand. Well, if you're in Google Photos, the Google Lens icon is there. That's my dog, and Google Lens can also help identify breeds: Indian Spitz, American Eskimo dog, Volpino, potentially a mix of all of that, and some comparison pictures to dogs that look similar. And I don't really know what my dog is, but all of these came up in when asking around, so pretty close, I guess. But with dogs, it's never really going to be that accurate.
When I click on my grandmother's face, remember, Google Photos found my grandmother Burkett in so many different images. And when I first looked at this, I thought, oh, well, that's not right. But I realized she's in the photograph behind me. And so the picture of me with her in the photo behind me, Google Photos, Google Lens, found her in that picture. It found her in the collage. It found her. Every single one of these images has some portion of my grandmother's face, including videos. But what if you wanted to know what kind of flower they were? Because I didn't know there weren't any tags in the little containers. Google Photos can tell us. So here's the photo I took with my phone in Google Photos. And when you pull up the photo in Google Photos, you see the Google Lens icon on every photo. Tap it. Look what it did. It says, oh, that's Moss Rose Purslane.
Now, Google Lens can also do real-time translation, which is handy if you're, in a new country, you don't really speak the language. Currently, we're going to do a quick translation on the text there in the subway. And I have set it to French, and just by pointing at it, you can see it automatically changing the text right there to French. Whether that's accurate, well, I called someone who I know that speaks French, and she said she doesn't know if it's grammatically accurate, but it more or less makes sense. By far one of the coolest things you can do with Google Lens is finding the best things to order on a menu that other people like. And the way you do that is getting Google Lens out and going to the dishes option and basically just point it at the menu. You can see it work its magic. Now this is the new feature, so not all restaurants will have this working perfectly and not all options will be ready, but it should be pulling this option from the internet, and you can see it pulled up grilled cheese, and it's choosing what people are saying about Panera's grilled cheese specifically. So that's pretty neat that you can get real-time options for reviews right there, right as you're looking at the menu.
So, to recap, Google Lens can do an awful lot of things for you right out of the gate. It can turn printed text into typed text so that you can actually copy and paste it into other programs and apps. It can translate foreign text. It can search for items on the web. It can even do some shopping for you. And it will help you explore well-known locations and places, identify objects, and specifically plants, animals. It can even read to you and do your homework.